Are you warm enough?
Yep.
Have you had a wee?
Yep, all good.
You're okay. Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Ravishing podcast. We're talking through Jilly Cooper's Rupert Chronicles in order, one section at a time. We'll discuss the chaos, the drama, the sex, and everything else that gets thrown in along the way. Just to clarify, we're not professionals or journalists. We just love the books, the Rupert world Jilly has created, and love talking about them. You may already know the books well, you may never have read them and only heard about Jilly Cooper through the recent fabulous Rivals TV series on Disney+. Everyone is welcome here. I'm Lib, I'm relatively new to these books, and my mum Jan has known them for years.
For those newcomers who've only seen the new TV show, Riders is the first in the 11-book series and where we first meet Rupert Campbell Black. Rivals is the second book and we'll be moving on to that one soon. Each episode we'll talk through some of the key things that happen in the books, refreshing your mind for those who've read them. We'll also let you know which chapters we'll be covering so you can read the books alongside for the full experience. We absolutely recommend you do, because if you don't, you'll be missing out on all of Jilly's humour, storytelling and juicy details. On this episode, we're covering chapters 19 to 21. We're here to analyse, or maybe over-analyse, with opinions, tangents and probably a lot of judgment, because these books deserve to be talked about. There will be swearing, there will be mentions of sex, because this is Jilly Cooper, and if we had to cut out the rude bits, there'd be nothing left to talk about. Before we get into it, how are you, Olivia?
I'm good, thank you. You know, I just went downstairs to get myself a drink, and Daff is sat on your new sofa. For those who don't know,
Daphne's the dog.
She's not, she's my sister.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she sat on the new sofa, which she is not supposed to be sat on.
Not till I've got a blanket so she can sit on the blanket.
You should have seen her, like Lady Muck. She's laid out, not a care in the world. So last episode, if you remember, Mum, was all about Jake and Rupert meeting again for the first time in years and everything that went down in their kind of first battle. So at this point, Jake definitely seems to have the upper hand, but we know, we've said it before, Rupert always gets his way, so we know there's going to be an awful lot more to this story. So we're going to skip ahead. So we're about a month after they've come back from the Madrid show. And Marion, who Jake has the absolute audacity to continue to speak to after what happened, is his new ally. And she calls Jake to give him a tip about a horse called Revenge. Very appropriate name.
Pure Jilly. I love that.
And this is a horse that Rupert wants, and she's tipping Jake off about it. And he zips right off straight away. And once he gets there, it's clear that it's a very good horse, but practically uncontrollable, which means he can pick it up for cheap.
Yeah.
The only problem is Jake can't afford it, because he now has a second child.
Aww.
I know, a little girl called Darkless.
Darkless, yeah, I think.
Have you heard that name before?
No.
It's pretty, isn't
nice.
it?
Yeah. Maybe it's a Romany name.
Maybe. It probably is, isn't it? Who do we think is going to get the horse, Mum?
Well, obviously we want it to be Jake. Well, I do. How about you?
Nope.
No, you want Rupert to get the horse.
Not after what he did
in
the last episode.
Okay.
How do we feel about the fact that Marion's helping Jake? I mean, I was appalled when it happened, when he slept with her, cheated on Tori with her. But the fact that he has the nerve to carry on talking to her like nothing happened.
I know. I mean, in my world, he shouldn't have anything more to do with her, because, well, he just shouldn't.
No.
But as we know, things are a little looser in Jilly's world.
Loose being the key word.
Less black and white, which definitely makes things more interesting for us.
Yeah, 100%. We wouldn't have this much drama without all of that going on.
and I love that, obviously, I don't think they've continued to sleep together, but I love that Marion's acting as an informant. I mean, it's probably because she's so cheesed off that Rupert's so into Helen.
It's nice for him to have a little bit of a leg up, because you feel like Rupert's kind of got everything in this situation. So it's nice to see Jake having someone to help him. So he's been to see the horse, but he can't afford it. He's not sure what he's going to do. So he's going home. He's going to think it over. And on the way home, he takes a wrong turn. Something we know a lot about. Taking a wrong turn. Just in general, going the wrong way. We are a little bit directionally challenged, both of us, aren't we?
I mean, sat nav It's my saviour. Although, like you say...
I mean, it doesn't seem to help us very much.
We still take the wrong turn sometimes, because it's not always very clear on the picture, is it?
And Google doesn't tell you what lane to be
in. Well, it does. It doesn't really help.
No.
But it's still better than, I hated using the road atlas.
I cannot even to navigate. Imagine.
As a passenger, it used to make me feel sick. But I never, ever had to spin the map around. I never, ever needed to do that.
People think that that's like a bad thing, but I was always taught, like, orientate the map. That's the first thing you do.
Yeah, when you're doing...
when you're walking.
When you've got your Ordnance Survey map. But when you're on an atlas and it's all upside down...
There is no way I would have been able to handle
I didn't need to do
that. So he's taken a wrong turn, and he ends up driving through Bilborough, the site of his first ever show, and where the old riding school used to be, all the way back in chapter 1.
Yep.
And he drives past Molly Maxwell's house, his mother-in-law, Tori's mum, except she's now Molly Carter, because she's married the Colonel, although she may be having some trouble keeping him, because I think she said he didn't even make it back from the honeymoon before he realised how awful she was.
Well, it's no surprise at all. But, I can't believe he married her. I know when they were courting, she'll have definitely been on her best behaviour. But surely she must have let something slip in that time. He must have got an inkling about what she was like.
People get married very quick in those days. Maybe he was blinded by love, but he's not anymore, is he?
No.
And this does feel like a little bit of a full circle moment for Jake, doesn't it? Coming back to this place where it kind of all began.
Yeah.
And he decides to stop off in the pub. Presumably the same pub that him and Tori first went for that drink.
Yeah, it must have been, because he's in that village, isn't he?
I can't imagine there's more than one pub in that village, because I think it's quite small, isn't it? So again, like another kind of full circle type moment. And the sight of his first sort of date with Tori, just after he's been to see a horse he was tipped off about by the woman he's cheating on her with.
Well, cheated on her with once. But even so, once is too many.
Once is too many.
From Jake. We expect more from Jake.
We did expect better from him. And when he goes into the pub, he spies the Colonel, who is chatting away with this woman who is definitely not Molly. And Jake approaches, and Jilly says, Colonel Carter dropped the blonde like a wasp-filled pear and turned puce.
I love it. This is why you should read the books, because they are so funny.
Yeah. And she doesn't stop there. Our Jilly, she doesn't stop there. The Colonel introduces the woman as, and I quote, Vivian, a great friend of my late wife, Jennifer. Vivian didn't look as though she'd be a great friend to anybody's wife.
I love that. It's so cheeky.
Yeah.
You can just picture what Vivian looks like, can't you?
And it seems everybody in the world is having an affair. And I guess, obviously, we expected better from Jake, and that's kind of the first time we'd come across the concept of everybody's having an affair in Jilly's world. But, it's becoming more obvious now that this is to be expected.
The Colonel, come on, he's doing it in his own village pub.
That's stupid, isn't it?
I know everyone's at it, which I love. It's fun to watch everything play out, all the intrigue, the scandal. But even though I was outraged at Jake, because I expected a lot more from him, I absolutely sympathise with the Colonel.
We're quite happy. We're quite happy about this affair, aren't we?
So you see, Jilly's many shades of grey world has definitely started to affect me.
And so how does this make you feel about Rupert's affairs? Does it kind of take the edge off Rupert's cheating? The fact that everybody's doing it, even Jake?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And you find it, you feel it's even cheekier with Rupert, because he does it a lot of times with married women.
Yeah.
And they're obviously quite willing.
So Vivian, the Colonel's friend, is a bit of a show-jumping groupie by all accounts, and instantly recognises Jake. So naturally, they're talking about horses, and talk turns to revenge, the horse that Jake's just been to see. And the Colonel is kind of desperate to reassert his masculinity, and is successfully convinced to give Jake £5,000 to buy the horse on his behalf. He will let Jake train the horse.
Yep.
Keep the horse. They'll share the winnings, but it's technically going to be the Colonel's horse, and he's giving Jake the money to buy it. Do we think it's a good idea for Jake to go? I mean, it's certainly convenient, but Jake going into business with the Colonel, does that seem like a bad idea?
Well, it feels like a good idea for Jake and the Colonel to go into that arrangement, but then you've got to factor Molly into it, haven't you?
Yeah, and I'm not sure, even without the Molly factor, I'm not sure the Colonel's to be trusted 100%. He seems like the kind of man who could be swayed. I mean, he's only really doing this not because he wants to give Jake a leg up, but because he wants to impress Vivian and say, here, have some money and buy the horse.
Yeah, but he doesn't really know a lot about that world, does he? So I think he'd be quite happy with whatever Jake wanted to do, but then...
he may not know any better.
No, and it's inevitable, I'm sure, that Molly would have an opinion. Jake hates her, obviously, and I really think he hasn't thought this through. No. If he thinks he'll just be dealing with the Colonel.
Very, very true. Yeah. He definitely hasn't thought it through at all. He just thinks, I want this horse, I've got to beat Rupert to it, and that's kind of the way to do it.
Yeah.
And there's the Molly factor, and we don't know very much about the Colonel. We don't know the lows that they will stoop to. So I'm feeling a little bit nervous about this decision for Jake, I can't lie. And he goes away and calls the owner of the horse, and as Rupert never turned up, the owner is desperate to sell Revenge, and Jake manages to negotiate him down to £4,000, but naturally doesn't tell the Colonel that he got £1,000 discount, so he's got a bit of extra money burning a hole in his pocket now. And as he's driving away with Revenge in the horse box, I guess, he passes Rupert going in the opposite direction. And this feels like another round won by Jake, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And I'm happy that Jake's asserting himself a bit more and moving into that Rupert world. Yeah.
And Rupert's been taken down a few pegs by this newcomer. Are we happy to see that?
I'm definitely happy for that, for not everything to go Rupert's way.
Yeah.
Because I'm not his biggest fan yet.
No.
So
absolutely not at this point.
Yeah, I'm quite happy that this is how it's playing out.
Yeah. So which way do we think the scales are tipping at the minute? Are they tipping in Jake's favour?
Jake's focus is on beating Rupert in whatever way he can.
Yeah.
Whereas Rupert just wants to win, full stop.
Yeah.
Jake is just another thing on the list and not like his sole focus.
Yeah.
It's just something else he has to tick off to make sure he's the winner at all costs.
Yeah. And obviously Jake's had a couple of big wins now over Rupert. Yep. But I don't think we can forget about the fact that Jake has been thinking about this and stewing about getting revenge on Rupert for years.
Yeah.
And Rupert has never given him a second thought.
Yeah.
And I think that that's got to count in Rupert's favour, surely.
Yeah, because... it's almost to the point of obsession sometimes with Jake, isn't it?
So back to Jake. He returns home and he finds that Fen has turned up. Fen being Tori's younger sister.
Yeah.
His old riding his old riding school pupil. And she had previously been packed off to boarding school by her mum, but found out that her mum, in secret, sold her pony. So she's run away from boarding school all the way to the mill house, and she's crying on the kitchen table with Tori and Jake.
Yeah.
And Jake decides to take Fen in. He said, work for me, live with me, and I'll train you.
Yeah. Because
he knows her. He knows, she was very young then. I think 9, and I think now she's maybe 13.
Yeah.
But he knows that she has potential, and he's like, I could use some help.
Yep.
This can work for both of us.
Yep.
Get as far away from your awful mother as possible. So she clearly has a gift with horses, and the Revenge, who we thought was uncontrollable, is just completely docile with her.
Yeah, she's got the knack with Revenge, hasn't she? Yeah.
She has got the knack. And she doesn't put up with Jake's moodiness the same way that Tori does. So while she's getting on well, her and Jake are at each other's throats.
Quite feisty.
Constantly, yeah. She's not going to just kind of roll over and deal with it the same way that Tori does. But she's so desperate not to go back to boarding school and back to being under her mother's thumb that she won't leave. She'll never really leave. And Jake knows that she has a lot of potential, and Jilly does tell us that that's the only reason he's so hard on her. So how do we feel about this development. Are we happy that Fen is going to be living with Jake and Tori now?
Well, it's definitely beneficial for Fen, isn't it? For all those things you've just said. I mean, she gets to be with her hero, Jake.
Yeah.
And fully immerse herself with the horses.
I mean, she is horse obsessed, isn't she?
She is. And so it won't be a chore mucking out and doing all the riding and everything. She just will love it. And it's good for Jake too, because he'll have free help.
Yeah, which he desperately needs.
Yeah. He's got one. Has he got one stable girl?
I think he maybe has. Tanya.
Yeah, I think so. But I can't help but think it's another burden on Tori. I mean, Fen's only 13, so Tori's going to feel really responsible for her.
Not only has Tori got 2 young kids of her own, she's now
one
got
just a baby.
Her teenage sister to look after as well. As the horses and sister. Jake and all of this. It's a lot of work for Tori, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if Jake's really considered that.
No, of course he won't.
Because Tori's kind of the solid foundation who does everything behind the scenes. And I don't think he really appreciates at this point just how much she does.
She keeps everything ticking over.
Yeah.
And he's just thinking, I've got another horse. This is great. More help in the yard.
Yeah. And that's where we're going to leave it.
Oh, okay.
We're leaving the Jake contingent for a little while. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be back. And we're going to be moving over to Rupert. And we're going to see how Rupert's doing. But first, the Ravishing Quote Quiz.
Da, 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 da.
Because you've been doing so well,
oh no,
I'm making this one a 2-parter.
Okay.
So I want to know who said this, and I would like to know what they're talking about.
Okay.
Here's the quote. It's a horseless, dogless desert.
I think I know this.
Do you think you know it? Do you think you know both?
Yes, I think I do.
Oh dear. One day we'll get her. One day. Well, while you guys are thinking about it, we're going to take a quick minute. Welcome back, everyone. Let's have the answer to the Ravishing Crate quiz. So this one is a 2-parter. I'm trying to make it a little bit harder, and I think I may have failed. So, who is this, and what are they talking about? And the quote is, it's a horseless, dogless desert.
Yeah, I think I knew straight away on this one. I didn't think it could be several people. I think straight away I knew it was Fen. Mm-hmm. And she was talking about boarding school.
Yeah. Tick, tick. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And she hates boarding school, doesn't she?
Yeah,
because
she does.
She's obsessed with horses. And yeah, boarding school
and
is
dogs.
A horseless, dogless desert.
Oh, poor girl.
Yeah, but she's out.
She's happy now.
Okay, so as promised, we're going to be moving over to Rupert now. So Rupert is absolutely livid that he didn't get Revenge, the horse that he wanted really badly. He got pipped at the post, and he was late because he was sleeping with another woman. And not only is he annoyed with himself for doing it, but he's also annoyed mostly because it made him miss out on the horse.
Yeah.
I mean, Jilly does say that he feels guilty about sleeping with this other woman. She makes it clear that he doesn't feel as guilty or as bad about... As he does about missing out on the horse.
Yeah.
But she says he does feel guilty. And
maybe that's a bit of future Rupert surfacing.
Yeah. I think he kind of... Maybe he likes the idea of himself being a faithful husband. He can't do it in practice, but I think he likes the idea of it.
The idea.
And I think there's a part of him, and a part of him that's... You know, he's too young for that to be at the forefront right now. But I think there's a part of him that wants to be better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he's growing up, isn't he? He's maturing. He should be better.
Yeah. I mean, he's still going to be mid-20s at this point. So I think that kind of... His moral compass is starting to get a bit stronger, but he's not quite there yet.
No, he's not. I mean, it's like when you get faced with all this chocolate and you know you shouldn't eat it all in one go. And you're very proud of yourself when you don't, but inevitably you just...
You wish you'd eaten the chocolate.
Yeah.
I think he feels bad that this part of his life, the affairs, have interfered with his professional life. I think he's very annoyed with himself that he's let that get in the way of something that he wanted career-wise, because he's very, very dedicated career-wise, isn't he? And I think mostly he's annoyed with himself that he's let having an affair, which is something stupid, but he's going to do it anyway. But the fact that he's let it actually not just interfere with his career, but negatively interfere with his career.
Yeah, I mean, I think he really, like you say, he's mainly cheesed off that he didn't get the horse. And Rupert usually always gets what he wants. And this time he can't manipulate an outcome.
Yeah.
And it's all his own fault. So I think that's what he's more cheesed off about.
So he's obviously annoyed about this, and he goes home and he's kind of in a bit of a bad mood. And Helen and Billy are he supports them, and they seem to be convinced that he's some kind of bottomless money pit. And he's feeling the pressure to constantly win and keep the money coming in. And I think that's maybe adds to why he feels so bad about missing out on this horse, because there is an awful lot of pressure on him to keep everyone afloat. He's kind of supporting his horses and his stables and all of his staff and his wife and his best friend. He's he's got quite a lot on his shoulders, really.
He has.
And he has a lot of money, but he needs to keep winning or the money's going to stop coming in.
Yeah.
Isn't it? And I do feel sympathy for him, because I don't think that Helen and Billy understand how hard he works and how much things cost. I don't think they know how much bills cost and how much he's giving for them.
Yeah, I think they absolutely don't. Billy certainly doesn't.
Bless him.
But then why doesn't Rupert say something? He could easily curb Helen's spending on all the things she's doing on the house. Yeah. But he just lets her just carry on spending all this ridiculous amounts of money.
Maybe it's a bit of its time that he feels that he has to be the provider, the breadwinner. Whatever the reason, there's definitely pressure
You
there.
can see the pressure, although I think, pressure or not, Rupert would still be wanting to win.
Yes.
All the time.
100%.
Yeah.
It's just, that's just kind of an added little element, isn't it? And while he's taking a bath to calm down, because he's got a bit worked up about all of these things, Helen comes in and sits with him, and she tells him she's pregnant. Yeah. And he is just absolutely over the moon. He jumps out of the bath, he's dripping wet, completely naked, and just like great big
Yippee!
bear hug. And Helen's just... she wishes he'd put some clothes on, because he shouldn't be naked for such a momentous occasion. And the thought that this is far too important of an occasion for him to be naked. Oh, it just makes me laugh, that concept. Oh. Helen's having a baby. I mean, could it be a good thing? Could it be a bad thing? Rupert's certainly very happy
he's
about
over the
moon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so far she's travelled everywhere with him. I mean, it's not a world where you're in one place for any length of time. There's always going to be all these international and national competitions that you've got to travel to, and she's gone everywhere with him. Will she be able to keep that up with the baby? Yeah. Because Rupert strays even when they're at home. So what will it be like when he's travelling without her?
Remember when we were talking about one of the other show jumpers' wives gave Helen some advice before Helen and Rupert got married?
Yes.
And she said to Helen, go with him everywhere he goes, no matter the cost.
Yeah.
And she mentioned, even if you're pregnant, even if you have young children, go with him.
Yeah.
And I think that she's right. And do we think that Helen's going to do that? I mean, right now, Rupert is her kind of obsession in a way. His career is kind of, and the travel, she doesn't have much going on outside of that. So maybe she's clinging on to something, and maybe when she's pregnant and when the baby comes, that's going to be the thing to cling on to. And she's not going to, because she's not really interested in horses, is she?
No,
so
not
maybe
really.
When she has a new focus, she might lose interest completely in Rupert's career.
Yeah, I mean, because Rupert's not going to be that interested in the baby, is he?
I mean, so I don't think he's going to be a hands-on parent.
No. So, yeah, I can see her not wanting to hand it over to a nanny.
Whatever the outcome, they're happy right now.
Oh,
they
definitely
are both
happy.
Absolutely over the moon. And Rupert's first thought is, number one, he's decided it's a boy.
Of course.
And his first thought is that the baby, will be able to compete in the 2000 Olympics when he's 24. And he's already, I mean, it's not a surprise, is it? But he's already putting pressure on a baby that's not even born.
No.
I mean, is this going to, I mean, yeah, do I even need to ask the question, is this going to affect the relationship with his child? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I mean, of course Rupert would think that. It's all he knows, isn't it? Why would a child of his be any different?
Yeah. And it is all he knows.
Yeah.
I don't think he can really comprehend the thought of another path
No. I mean, it's a tough one because maybe there's lots of children born into the horsey world who love it and can't imagine doing anything else. But if you happen to be a child who doesn't share that interest, it could go either way, depending on the parent. And I can't help thinking that Rupert wouldn't deal with it very well if they weren't into horses.
I don't think so.
No.
So in his excitement, Rupert, he goes to the window, throws it open. He's still completely naked. Goes to the window, throws it open and shouts out to Billy and tells him the good news. And Billy is riding a horse and he rides over to the house in his excitement and tramples all the flowers and everyone's getting swept up in it, even the dogs. And one of the dogs is so excited it throws up on the bedroom carpet. And Helen decides when the baby's born, she's going to have some more authority in the house. And things like that are not going to be happening anymore. The dogs are going to be outside. The horses are going to be confined. She's going to have more say. I mean... What do we think about that?
No.
She's not, is she?
No, she's not.
I mean, she thinks she is. She thinks, well, this is the leverage I need, and Rupert's going to see that with a young baby in the house, we can't be having dogs running everywhere. He's not. He's not going to see that, is he? At all.
I mean, a baby will definitely change things.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. It changes things for everybody. But I'm thinking someone like Rupert, he wouldn't get too involved in the baby side of things, especially as it's the 70s.
But that's not the way he was raised either.
No, it isn't. So he'll not understand that. And she will never, ever succeed in keeping the dogs outside of the house, for instance, or off the bed.
No.
And quite right too.
Dogs and babies get on extremely well.
They do. And dogs should always be on the sofa or the bed.
Unless it's a new sofa
that
doesn't
fine.
have a cover on it.
That's fine. I just need to get the right colour blanket. If you fold up a blanket and put it in the corner of the sofa, that's where she wants to sit.
She knows that's her spot.
Yeah, she loves that.
Oh, bless her. So as the pregnancy is taking its course, over the course of the pregnancy, it's very clear that Helen is taking it extremely seriously. She wants to do all the right things, eat all the right things, take all the right supplements. And she's also been quite ill in the early stages, which has made her even more intent on doing everything exactly right. So this means that she's staying at home more often. She's not travelling with Rupert, as we predicted. And this is something new in their relationship. How do we think that this is going to affect their relationship long term? Is it a good idea for her to leave Rupert unattended?
No, it's not. But then also, it's not healthy for any relationship, is it? To have to be together all the time. I mean, if you want to be together all the time, that's fine. Because I love being with Dad all the time. But if the only reason you're doing it is to keep an eye on them and making sure they don't stray, well...
It's not the sign of a good relationship.
It's not, is it? No, and I think that that's what she would be doing it for.
Yes. So Helen's not travelling with Rupert anymore, and she thinks that she might actually be starting to prefer it when he's away. And she's also a little bit disappointed with his involvement in the pregnancy. She expected him to be just as invested, but obviously that was never going to happen, was it? It's just not who he is. It's not the way he was raised. He wasn't raised really by his own parents, so he's not going to be hands-on with his child.
No, he's not.
So Billy and Rupert have a planning session with Mrs. Bodkin, who's kind of like their secretary.
Yeah.
And they're sorting out their diaries for the next few months when they'll be away, what shows they're going to be competing in. And after they're done, Helen goes and she checks the diary, and instantly she goes straight to the most important date, the 7th of March, which is the baby's due date. And she finds out that Rupert has planned to be away for the entire month with shows abroad and not coming back home in between. And she is absolutely beside herself. Either he's forgotten about the due date completely, which is terrible, or he's remembered but decided he doesn't care, which is just as bad. Why do we think that he's going to be away? Do we think he's done it on purpose? Do we think he's actively forgotten? Do we think he's just forgotten? He just can't remember? It's not an important date to him?
Yeah, I really don't think he's even thought about it. I don't think it's crossed his mind. He will expect everything to carry on as normal. I mean, horses wait for no woman, do they? And quite right, you know, they don't know what's happening. They have their needs and you've got to look after them.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, he was practically brought up by his nanny.
Yeah.
So I doubt it's even crossed his mind that he should be involved in any way.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Regardless of whether or not he's forgotten, I don't think he ever planned on being present for the birth.
No.
Because I don't think he thinks he's supposed to.
No, and I mean, in the 70s, it was starting to become more of a thing for fathers to be present at the birth. Now it's absolutely expected.
There will be hell to pay if Cam is not there.
But I mean, in the 60s, it wasn't a thing.
No.
The 70s, it was becoming a lot more of a thing, but in Rupert's world...
For progressive people, not for...
Yeah, it's not what I should be involved in. No.
Yeah. So this is the absolute last straw for Helen, and she loses it with Rupert like she has never lost it before. She is just going at him. She's yelling, she's throwing things. Halfway through, Mrs. Bodkin comes in and says, "Oh, I'm just heading off. Do you guys need anything before I go?" And Helen's like, "Oh yeah, a jug of orange juice." And when it arrives, she takes the jug, pours the entire thing over Rupert's head. And Jilly says, Rupert, who'd always believed that a room full of roses and a gold bracelet could placate any woman, was slightly surprised.
Oh dear.
And just as a final note, to prove really just how much he does not understand Helen, he's thinking of buying her a puppy for Christmas to cheer her up. I mean...
As if that's gonna help.
She hates the dogs.
It would cheer Rupert up.
And this whole thing is just hilarious, firstly.
Yeah.
But let's talk about what this actually means for Rupert and Helen. Obviously, this is a big deal. This is like an argument like this has not happened before, and Helen has never gone off on Rupert like that, ever. So what does this mean for them?
Yeah, I mean... Up to now, I mean, there have been lots of things, haven't there, that she's just let slide and she's backed down on. But this baby is such a huge thing in her life. And I suppose the protective instincts have come into play. And she expects more from Rupert. Yeah. And she's prepared to fight. Before she wasn't, okay, that's... But now, no, this is really important.
She's got something to fight for now, I think, as well. I think this baby has kind of lit a fire under her.
Definitely has.
And she's like, well, I have something to stick up for now. And this is the first big argument they've had, and the first one that isn't kind of resolved almost immediately.
Yeah.
So Rupert now goes away to the show, the Olympia show in London, that Helen was supposed to be joining him for, and he's going on his own. Yeah. And this is kind of... It's a big moment, isn't it? Because Jilly has said before that any argument they ever had, Rupert had to make it up with her because he wanted to sleep with her.
Yeah.
And now that's not happening. This is too big.
Yep.
So now we're at the Olympia show, which is, like I said, in London. And it's the last show before Christmas. And there's a little bit of a break in the show jumping circuit after this show. So this always has kind of the end of term kind of atmosphere. Yeah. There's all sorts of parties.
There's lots of fun things happening.
Yeah.
I mean, I love watching the Olympia show on TV. It's good. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, I love watching any horsey stuff on TV. But I can't ride one. I'm hopeless.
Well, Dad's allergic, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, that's true. And he wanted to be a cowboy.
You didn't even think about that. You're like, oh, yeah, he's allergic.
No. But, yeah, so he's gone off to this, like, party land.
And Helen should be there, really. Number one, she's part of this world. She should be there for the last show of the year. You know, she should be part of this end of term thing.
Yep.
And also, she shouldn't leave Rupert on his own in such a crazy party atmosphere as this. And this is big change for the both of them. Could this be the beginning of the end?
Well, it's definitely a big deal not to go, especially as it's kind of a local show, isn't it? And she'd been looking forward to it as well. Yeah. But refusing to go, it's never going to resolve this issue, is it? It really isn't.
I don't think it's the stand that she thinks it is.
No.
I don't think she's punishing him like she thinks she is.
No.
I think, if anything, he sort of is happier that she's not there because he's unattended to do whatever he wants. So, yeah, I don't think she's had the same effect as she thought it would.
No, definitely
at all.
not.
So, we're at the show, but Billy and Rupert aren't quite in the party mood this year. Rupert has obviously just had this big fight with Helen, and his mood has worsened even more when he turns up to the show and sees Revenge, the horse that he wanted to buy, being ridden by Fen and finds out that the person who beat him to it is Jake. And that's it for him. He is not happy. And he's losing to Jake again. That's kind of what it's feeling like. Is this a big win for Jake?
I think for Jake, it would definitely feel like a big win. I mean, he's got a brilliant horse. But then Rupert's got lots of brilliant horses.
Yeah.
So I don't think he'll look on this as losing to Jake. He's definitely cheesed off that Jake's beaten him to the horse, but I don't think he's feeling remotely threatened by Jake. I think he's more angry that he missed out on the deal.
Yeah. And at this point, Jake has 3 top-class horses, doesn't he? So 1 top-class horse, when you have 2 others, is a big deal. Rupert's got,
He's got about 30 odd horses, hasn't he? And a lot of them are really good.
I think in terms of top class horses, he's got about 5, hasn't he?
At least.
And this, it doesn't hit as hard to him as it does to Jake. Yeah. Definitely. And Billy's not happy either, because he thinks that his beloved Lavinia has transferred her affections to the handsome French rider, Count Guy de la Tour. And he really wants to win her back, but he's not having the best luck. So he goes to get a haircut to make himself look all handsome for her, but he's distracted by reading Playboy, I guess, at the time. And he doesn't notice that the barber's cut it too short. So his hair's messed up. And then he falls off his horse and knocks out his 2 front teeth. And he's just not looking his best. He can't catch a break, can he? Bless him.
I mean, I know what you mean, but maybe he really has had a lucky break. Because, can you imagine being saddled with those 2 parents for your in-laws for the rest of your life?
They're definitely not going to back off when she gets married, are they?
No, they're absolutely not. So,
I feel bad for him because I want him to get what he wants.
I know.
But also, he doesn't need this.
No, he doesn't.
No. So without Helen by his side, Rupert's eye is a-wandering worse than ever. I mean, they've just had a big argument and now he's been let loose at the big end-of-term show and he's going to do whatever he wants. And his wandering eye has landed on a member of the pony club called Tiffany Bathgate. And the way I've worded this here is, she's not a day over 16, if we're even to believe that. It was a different time.
It was definitely a different time.
Yeah. You need to get into that mindset for these books, don't you?
Yeah.
Let's not worry too much about how old the girls are. Let's just not.
No.
An awful lot of non-PC stuff happens in these books,
but I think that's why we enjoy them so much.
Yeah, because she's not afraid to be cheeky.
Yeah.
And she doesn't do it in a disgusting way. It's a cheeky way.
It is a cheeky way. And I mean, what do they say? Dated in attitude, but timeless in pleasure.
That is perfect. Yeah.
And it always reminds me that a bit of the message in the floor tiles in it's Ballan's Soho restaurant in London.
Okay.
And in the floor tiles, as you walk in, it says "Abandon all plans," and it makes me think that that's what you should do when you enter Jilly's world. You abandon all those thoughts and you just enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride, because it is one hell of a ride, isn't it?
It is.
I think you've put it incredibly well. So back to the show. Fen is working harder than ever at the show, and all she really wants is just to be part of the in crowd. She wants to be a show jumping star, but she's not even setting her heights that high yet. She just wants to be part of the group of grooms who all know each other, they all gossip, go out together, and she's not part of that. She's working so hard, and she just wants to be part of the world properly.
Yeah. The thing is, she's only young though, isn't she? She's only 13, so it's probably not really appropriate for her to be involved in everything that they're up to.
No, definitely not.
She might want to be,
her
but
time will come.
Yeah. You do feel bad for her because you think you're growing up and you think you're getting older. And
where you think you're so grown up, isn't it? But you're just not. And you're looking at 20-year-olds thinking, I just want to be like them. And she's also upset because she's seen how sad Billy is. And Billy's her idol, and she has just been harbouring a secret crush on him. Well, more than a crush, she's kind of in love with him.
Yeah, she had posters of him on the wall, didn't
He's
she?
like her pin-up, her idol. And she sees how sad he is, and she just wants him to feel better. She wants more for herself. She wants more for him. She's classic teen angst, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Nobody understands me.
But I mean, he's at least 10 years older than her, isn't he? More. Yeah. More than that.
More than that.
And that's a big age difference.
It is.
When you're young, even if she was 16, it would be...
Even for Jilly Cooper, that's a big age difference.
Yeah.
But maybe an important detail to bear in mind later on. I mean, it's not outside the realm of possibility that they would meet.
No.
And become friends.
And I'm sure Billy would be nice to her because...
Oh, he would, because he's nice to everyone. The only person who seems to really be having a good time at this show is Jake. He's doing very well. Sailor's even more of a star. He's got his new horse as well, Revenge. And he's becoming quite famous now. Everyone's pretty taken with his kind of mysterious, romantic looks and his energy.
Romantic gypsy looks, yep.
I mean, it's not for me. But I can see how people are quite taken with it. Why do we think that Sailor and Jake are such a hit with the public? Are we happy to see them on top? Why do we think they're doing so well?
I mean, yeah, Jake's sort of growing in confidence, isn't he? He's smiling a bit more. He's talking...
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
You all right?
Yeah. The last bit of my tea was really gingery. Carry on.
So Jake's more, he's more interview friendly. He'll be smiling more. All the girls like him more.
I don't think he's really given much.
No, but a lot more than he used to do.
More than he used to.
And the combination of that and Sailor is complete opposite of Rupert, isn't it? Really,
it is kind of the underdog.
Yeah.
The opposite of what everyone else seems to be.
Yep.
And people are enjoying it.
And it's coming good. Yep.
So we're at the show still, and the Colonel and Molly have turned up. So initially Molly was livid when she found out about the Colonel buying Revenge. But she's decided now that the glamour of the show jumping world is actually enough to win her over. She quite likes going to shows as an owner.
Yes.
And she's already planning her wardrobe for the next Olympics.
Of course.
Of course, that's what's going to win her over. I mean, she hasn't changed one bit, has she?
Nope.
And Rupert hears the rumours that Molly and the Colonel are the real owners of Revenge, not Jake like he thought. And he does not waste a moment in getting his little claws in there. He's buttering her up and he's planting the seeds in her mind that he would be a far more exciting prospect than Jake would be. And maybe he should have Revenge. Watch this space.
And who do you think Molly would rather be partnered with?
Oh, absolutely. I think Rupert could bat his pretty little eyelids at her eyelids.
Yeah. Eyelashes, eyelids, whatever.
You know what I'm trying to say. I think it would take one look from Rupert and she'd be doing whatever he asked her to do. But Rupert can't win everywhere. And the round that he put in the competition that he thought was unbeatable, Jake goes ahead and beats it.
Yay!
Doesn't he? But this... I mean, it seems like a win for Jake, but it's only strengthened Rupert's resolve against Jake. He is going to steal that horse out from under him, literally. Yep. And it was only really a matter of time before Rupert got shot in this battle between the two of them, wasn't it?
And this is Rupert, so, things are always going to work out for him.
You do.
One way or another.
And this rivalry is really, it's hotting up now. Because we know that Rupert plays dirty. So it's not just going to be who can win the competition. Rupert's going to employ some dirty tactics. Things are going to get pretty real. The stakes are going to get high. So the show is over. And it's been a pretty dramatic one. But now it's time for the big party. Everyone's in very, very high spirits and looking forward to having a little break. And Rupert's mind is now firmly fixed on Miss Tiffany Bathgate, who at this very moment is preening herself in preparation to see him.
The little minx.
And then Helen appears.
Oh, yes.
And just like they always do, just like they did at the beginning of their relationship so many times, instantly all is forgiven. They're all over each other. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh no, I'm so sorry. It was all my fault. And they're reconciled again. Is it a real reconciliation? I mean, the fights that they had early on were so minor compared to what's just happened.
Yeah. Nothing's resolved as far as Helen's concerned, I don't think, but Rupert will probably think that everything's okay now.
Well, I imagine he would, wouldn't he? So do we think that the cracks are going to be showing in the cold light of day the next morning? The cracks are still going to be there, aren't they?
I think they are, because Helen is still going to want answers about what happens about these shows, isn't she?
So Helen's turned up. Obviously, Rupert's got a bit of a problem on his hands now, so he quickly dispatches Billy to go and take care of Tiffany, and he whisks Helen off to the party. Now, naturally, Billy was supposed to just tell Tiffany, look, sorry, maybe next time, but he feels so bad for her, he can't help himself, and he has to take her out for a big slap-up meal. I've just put, poor Billy, when will it be his turn?
Oh, I know, and, you know, he kind of wanted to try and see if he could chase after Lavinia, but no, he's going to do this for Rupert, because he always does things for Rupert and helps him out.
Loyal
I suppose
to a fault.
More than that, he doesn't want Helen to find out about these women, because she'd be devastated.
And he does care about Helen, he knows the effect that it would have on her if she found out. Because, I mean, whether she's purposefully turning a blind eye or whether she just doesn't know, but she doesn't seem to have an inkling that...
No, I don't think she knows.
I think if she found out about Tiffany, she would think this was the first affair.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So the annual party is well underway, and there is all sorts of antics that you'll just have to read for yourself.
So much more goes on.
Yeah, and as a final little note to the party, Billy finds out that Lavinia and this Count Guy, they're getting married. He thought that he could win her back at this party, and that's just kind of like the nail in the coffin. No, she's getting married. She's gone. It's over. She's
not right for you, Billy.
You've
had a lucky escape.
And that's where we're leaving it. On a slightly sad note for Billy.
At Christmas as well.
At Christmas. Oh. But it's okay.
And no front teeth.
All I want for Christmas is my two front teeth.
Yeah. Jilly knew what she was doing. Oh dear.
So the rivalry between Jake and Rupert is really hotting up now. And this is definitely not just a petty competition. This is getting real. And
this is revenge.
This is revenge. And they're both, I think, willing to employ some dirty tactics here.
Yeah.
So the next episode will be all about the build-up to the Olympics. Who's going to be on the Olympic team? What's going to happen? And we'll also find out what happens when Helen has her baby.
Yes.
Before we go, Rupert or not Rupert?
Oh dear.
To finish things off.
Go on. Pressure.
So, this one, same format as always.
Okay.
Same situation, 2 quotes, 1 real and 1 fake. This time, Helen is talking about her pregnancy. She's taking it very seriously, and she's listening to classical music, as people do, to help with the baby's development. Which one of these is Rupert's real response?
Okay.
Number 1. Do you want to give birth to a conductor? Will we be starting on the orchestra next? Number 2. Do you want to give birth to a string quartet? What do we reckon?
I think, because Rupert's sex obsessed, I think he might say about the conductor and then starting on making the rest of the orchestra.
That's your official...
That's my official response.
Wrong!
Whoa! I liked that one best.
Yeah, that took me a really long time. They're both good though, aren't they?
I don't mind losing to that. That was good. That was a funny one.
They're both good. I mean, when I read it, she's listening to classical music and just comes in and goes, do you want to give birth to a string quartet? Can you imagine popping out in little suits and just... And that is it for today.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please tell your friends. And if you're feeling particularly generous, give us a rating or leave us a review. It really does help. If you didn't enjoy it, please keep it to yourself. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Ravishing Podcast for updates and extra bits. And make sure you turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Hopefully, they'll be every Wednesday.
And if you have strong opinions, and we know you do, we'd absolutely love to hear them. favourite characters, who you imagine when reading about them, best bits or worst bits in the book, anything you want to share really. You can message us on socials or email us at theravishingpodcast@gmail.com with all your Rutcher deliciousness. So that's all from us, and see you next time.
Goodbye.